All right, so I'm going to thin it out a little bit first before I attempt to trim any of it off. Here I am using the nail mycosis solution. The purpose is to prevent the dust from flying into the air and to keep the surface of the nail cool, as friction can build from using an electric file and create heat, but also using the ceramic cone bit in medium fine also reduces the heat on the nail plate, as it does not conduct heat like a metal bit does. Does that feel okay?
Yep.
So what's your end goal? How do you want it to look?
I think for me, like I used to care more about what it looked like. Now I care more like that
How
it's healthy.
it feels? Okay.
And that it's not like creating this space, like just a breeding ground for like.
So do you want me to cut off as much as I can down to the attachment point?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm just gonna go slow so I can tell how far down it goes, so I don't hit any live skin. So this recent bang in your daughter's car, that's the result of this? Okay. I don't want you to get that caught on something and flick it up. I'm gonna thin it out more once we get all this off. So that's just a tiny bit over where the skin starts, where it's attached, right there. and skin softening agents. It's really nice.
You don't recommend dishwasher detergent?
No.
I actually did that.
Did you?
One of my soaps. It's because it has a lot of really good enzymes and stuff.
Madge would recommend that. Remember her?
The last one was in I used cream rinse. That actually felt pretty good on my feet. But you use like a salt.
Yeah. Just put your knee to the center if you can.
I have one daughter, one of her career hats is project manager, and I know how she got that qualification. Just getting out the door must be kind of like that.
Right.
Or feet. My son goes to podiatrist to get nails cut out of his. It just seems really painful.
Yeah, it's all about management. Maintaining a good length. Trying to get them hydrated again so they stop squeezing the skin so hard.
So they're like dried out and you need to put oil in them? Or?
Yeah, I mean, just when a toenail like this yellow color, I mean, it's a sign that there's some kind of a nail fungus in it. Have you ever been to a podiatrist to have the nail fungus tested, or have they said?
Nobody's even said nail fungus to me.
But you've gone to the podiatrist?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay.
Because actually what he's done to my son doesn't make me feel like I want to go for it.
Right.
But
Well, oftentimes they recommend home care, and if you can't get it to go away, then to go in. So I'm just going to thin this out a little bit just so it doesn't squeeze so hard on the sides. People have said, oh, I've heard to cut your nail in a V in the center.
yeah.
If your nail is long enough to cut a V in the center, your nail is too long. So it's better to thin it out, and then it just won't squeeze so hard. You've done a really good job taking care of your cuticles, though.
Oh, after all those soaps?
Yeah.
And all that cuticle.
That you can spray in the toes of your shoes to kill the bacteria. It's got to make the tips of your toes sore.
Yeah, it does. That's why I just keep trying to like cut them down. But it's awfully hard for me to do that too because of my stomach.
Your belly's not that big.
I usually put my foot up on the bathroom sink ledge and then I'm leaning over like this.
Yeah. this feel okay?
I think I can.
Does that feel okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
This is gonna hit me in the face if I go too fast. Go to the side. See, this is the stuff I was talking about that'll soften up.
Yeah, like when I've tried to, flip it off too, that's how I was too. I'm like, damn, this is hard. And I will do it like after I get out of the shower, so it's not as hard.
This stuff is so compacted, she's got to go back into the water and soak some more, and when she comes back, you won't believe what we get out. Or hurt yourself digging at it. Alright, I'm gonna let it. So finally, I hope that this has softened up enough. I'm going to use my ingrown sidewall cleaner. It has a little spoon end, and you can see that that little edge slips right under the edge of the nail down in the sidewall. No. In my hair, down my shirt. I do still need to be gentle when I'm removing this material underneath the nail. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm pressing up onto the back of the nail plate. I'm not pushing down into the skin. I'm trying to grab a hold of the material and then scoop up and pull out so I can use the back of the nail plate as a, kind of like pinching it in between the tool and the nail so I can remove it. Because that skin underneath, it can be tender from all of that buildup pressing down into it for a while. I know most of my followers will not think this is strange at all when I say that I am more relieved when I finally get all of this out, I know they're going to be relieved, but it's really perplexing when something is so compacted that you cannot get it out. So I'm always so happy when I am able to remove all of this material so her foot is more comfortable and there's more space underneath the toenail, so she'll be able to get the nail mycosis underneath there so it can be effective, and it's just going to feel so much better. How long have you been a pharmacist?
I graduated in 2014.
Nice.
Yeah.
You like it?
I do. I feel like it's because of that side hurts so bad.
Yep, it's got a little bit of infection in there. I think. So we're gonna cut it from this side. As soon as I squeeze it, it pushes it down.
Yeah.
Just hold your breath for a sec. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull this out.
That have those high Humerico pays.
That's what we have.
Yeah, it's $5.
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
It's $5.
I take, because I'm diabetic, I take Januvia.
Yeah.
It's just stupid pill.
Yeah. That one's got a copay card too, though. That's $5 or $10. You guys are going to the wrong firm,
Wow.
so they can charge whatever they want.
Right. I get it. I mean, I'm a capitalist. Obviously, I'm in business, but like, should you charge whatever you want
Yeah.
for it? You know what I mean?
Which is weird because like the FDA has stuff for like those people that make those special drugs to get them on the market quicker, but then they let them gouge the price.
Right, yeah.
Now, does this side of your toe hurt too?
Not as much as the other, but I feel like all sides of my big toes hurt.
Yeah. Do you have time to do a Epsom salt soak
Yeah,
a couple times a week?
yeah. I do that. I just don't know what to do after, and I try using. I have that tool that you're using right now
Mm-hmm.
from the kit, and I just want to make sure I'm not doing something wrong. So I just have to kind of clean under after I do that.
Soak it a good while in the Epsom salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, the salt will help kill any bacteria and help dry it up a little bit.
Mhm.
Now I've got to get this tissue away from there.
And then using the tool, soaked a good while, it'll make it more pliable. So
Mhm.
you're not hurting yourself getting in there.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's going to take about 3 months for this swelling to go down.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, but it will go down.
Okay.
That's how long it took the last client who actually, it looked just like this.
Is there anything other than the Epsom salts I need to do with that?
I think that you should get the nail knife.
Mm-hmm.
Like you like the vehicles,
Yeah.
like pointy front end and they don't take the stuff. You're like,
Yeah. Wasn't your thing.
Mm-mm. Reminds me of a praying mantis.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Like,
Yeah.
ugh. All right, I'm gonna try and slide this in and scoot it up and see if I can feel any little hook of a nail that's stabbing you, okay?
That's where it starts to hurt.
Yep. That is where it has dug a little hole in your skin. So I'm going to try to lift this up. Okay, I think that'll be all right.
So we have another day trip. I used to come to Michigan 4 or 5 times a year back. I used to come snowmobiling.
So these are tricky to cut because the arch is so severe.
Yeah.
So I'm going to trim the corner first, then I'm going to go backwards, and then I'm going to trim this corner, and then I'm going to get the center part.
Okay.
And that's where all of the fuzz hides. Make sure you can't feel any of that.
No.
Okay.
I know. I mean, I know you're there, but I don't feel it.
Yeah, when they get like this, people don't know how low they can go to be safe, and it's harder to trim them because they're thick like that.
Yeah. Well, I've heard you talk about where you look at the white, where the white line is, and, or however you describe it. And
Yeah. I have to raise my chair up. There. Look down. Sometimes it's hard for me because I had to have my neck fused, so I can't really look down that far.
I saw you got a story there. My son just had a surgery like that.
Yeah.
Where they went in through there and went back and fused. I forget what he did, but that's
Yeah.
just, I mean, it has kids.
Yep.
Well, I don't know that she picks them up.
I've seen her pick in, but she has to bend clear down, squat, and then stand straight up. So, yeah, it's. So he's still not back to work yet.
I had to be off for 3 months. Hopefully he gets to go back to work before that.
Yeah, well, they were going to send me back this week, the 16th.
Wow.
And he went to the doctor and said, hey, it's just going to be light duty, though.
Right.
And he said, the way things are, he says, well, he said, I'll just wait. So I think he's going to wait until after the first of the year.
Well, that's good.
I mean, it'll just be like, I think
He needs rest.
some of the detectives are wanting to come over and work with them for the light duty stuff, because they need, paperwork stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
My last client was just making jokes. She's been divorced for a long time, and Oh, you guys
We-
probably
we heard
heard
it.
her.
We heard you talking.
Isn't she hilarious? I love her so much. She's like, when should I tell him I don't want the hanky panky? I just want to know if he has a toolbox, a real toolbox.
We heard you. What was it you said? That they proposed to her after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I heard you say that.
Oh, it's so funny.
So have I got a lot of stuff down in those sidewalls?
Just a bit.
But
Not terrible.
not terrible. Then some of the stuff you pull out of some of them people, it's like, wow.
I know. See some sock fuzz, I just can't grab it. There we go. You've never attempted to work on these toes? Oh, you have?
But I'm really aggressive, so
And yeah.
I'm sure I've caused a lot more damage than. So another reason why nails will do that is when stuff gets pushed underneath and you get this buildup, it pushes the nail up, and when the nail goes up, then the sides have to go down. So when that stuff comes out from underneath it there, it'll be able to lay more flat too. So this is the ingrown sidewall cleaner. It's got a little tiny lip on it. So it can hook right under the side of the nail and it pulls out stuff that I can't reach. Let's see.
I've seen the videos, it's like a buildup of skin and sock.
Yep. Perspiration, soap, bubbles, lint.
Sometimes if you look real close, you can see little fuzzies coming off of it. And that's why your toenail has changed shape. Because that stuff has gotten compacted underneath the toenail. You know, and it lifted up here and pressed down there.
Really soaking your feet, really, it loosens it, but it doesn't get it out.
Right. You do have to clean out from underneath.
I always wondered how you had this, and I got on your website last night and had a picture of all the bars. And like, oh, okay, that's how she did it.
Yeah. Can you feel any of that?
No, I remember the one you're talking about your polisher thing there, about Dremels and this and that. I actually have like a Dremel knockoff that I have in the bathroom, but I had the little like stone tip on it. Like once every now and then I plug
Did you
that
try
in.
to go at it?
Oh, I've done it many times. Just trying to get the nail in there just thin enough where I can
Clip it? Yeah.
Driving down the road, you have to turn the radio off so you can see better.
Yeah, because you can't concentrate. Understand that 100%. So after we get this stuff out and you start using the nail mycosis solution, your toenail will stop being so tall because all of that won't grow underneath there.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like I've been putting on fungus remover and stuff like that. It really doesn't. I mean, it lightens the top of the nail just a little bit, but doesn't do anything for underneath it. So I'm like,
The stuff that we have does. People have been using it for, we started selling it about 1.5 years ago, and so many success stories. My whole phone is full of toenails. They send them to me.
it's like I can pull my toes down and my right one disappears, but the left nail you can still see,
Yep. Yep. Because your actual toenail isn't really that thick.
Right.
It's this bunch of stuff just growing underneath there.
I've been watching, your videos and like the podiatrist videos, like the toe bro.
Mhm.
It's like, thinking, God, I gotta go to podiatrist instead of, just, I really don't want to take it off, but
Right.
I gotta do something.
Right. There's alternatives.
Every now and then the dog steps on my foot.
Yeah, I bet that's sore. Let's just figure out where our borders are.
watch those ones with the, I don't know where they are, overseas, and they've been going over with like really tiny razors and just slice
Yeah.
them. Like, if they slip, what happens?
Exactly. They've got to have a really trained
Yeah.
push, you know, to know exactly when to stop. Because one extra scooch and you're getting stitches.
Yeah. How much time do you spend on going back in and editing all these videos and stuff?
Takes about 5 hours per video.
Jeez.
Because you've got to go in and you've got to snap before and after pictures, and then design a cover photo, take out all of the dead space, figure out what you're going to say, insert your intro and outro, put all of your layovers in there, and then go back and type out your voiceover, and then actually record the voiceover. I like it though because it helps people. There's a million people out there with a toenail just like yours, and they had no idea how to get rid of it or make it look better or handle it. And now they'll be able to see how to make it look better and get rid of it. They probably don't wear a lot of shoes. Or just homebound.
Yeah.
They might have a, ailment like arthritis or cerebral palsy or MS or something that prevents them from being able to do it. I've been helping a lady who has a little boy with cerebral palsy. She sends me pictures, and then I talk her through how to trim them and take care of them and stuff, because he'll never be able to take care of his own toes.
My two uncles, one my mom's brothers were basically staying home after like second grade. My grandmother was one of those, but they did have some learning disabilities, but they felt better after that. Never done it from the top. I always come in from the bottom when I,
Oh yeah.
when I do it. Of course, I only have the one bit till I lost everything else. So.
What bit are you using?
It's almost looks like shaped like a bell.
Is it stone?
Yeah.
Is it made out of stone? Make sure that you clean it after you use it, or the bacteria will stay inside of that one. Anything that's porous like that. You gonna be able to come back and see me in about 2 months?
Probably.
Because after this, everybody's going to be like, we need a follow-up video, we need a follow-up video.
I've been wanting to pamper myself, but
Well, I like to think of stuff like this as essential maintenance. not really pampering.
Is it mainly like right where the nail starts to curl around going into the toe? That's where all the
Yes.
pressure gets and stuff.
Because the material is growing under your nail, it's pushing your nail up, and when you push something up, it's going to come in at the sides. And so as the nail mycosis penetrates into your nail plate, it's going to moisturize it enough where these sides are going to lift up a tiny bit. The pressure is not going to be as bad because you can see this great big indent on the side of your toe that your nail's been causing. So that's going to come back up. Your nail groove will actually move back over to the side instead of being over to the center a little bit. And then the product won't allow the fungus to keep encroaching backwards, and it'll stop producing this extra material, and then your natural nail will be able to reattach to your nail bed and start growing just normal and flat. You have to put it on twice a day. 1 drop every morning, 1 drop every night. I better get my button gear. That soak again. You can straighten that foot all the way out. Now at home, you just need 1 drip like that, and then just rub it around so it soaks in. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to visit my channel. People like you are the reason for my success, and I appreciate it so much. But remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel for all the latest videos. Remember, it is free, and I'll see you next time.